Hey guys, this is Parky from Blue Turret here, and I'm bringing a first video in a new video grouping that I'm going to call Tier 10 Reviews. And basically, when I started playing this game, it was hard for me to figure out, what Tier 10 is worth getting and what Tier 10 is not worth getting. So I'm going to go ahead and start reviewing Tier 10s for you guys. Now, the first thing that I'm going to review is the VK72.01, aka the Failowe, aka what I spent the past 6 weeks getting as part of the second campaign. Now the VK is an interesting tank. It fits in the same category as the E100, and I'm basically going to rate these tanks into 5 categories: speed, damage per minute, accuracy, armor, and health. And the speed on this tank's pretty good. It maxes at about 40 kilometers an hour with this type of tank. It's incredibly mobile for its platform. The gun DPM, damage per minute, is 2047. This is actually really low. Like the E4 and E5 would get like 2400 and the Leopard would get 2600, so 2000 damage per game is pretty low. The accuracy on it's actually pretty decent. It has especially with the GLD, it has a very accurate gun, especially for its caliber. The armor on it's good, but it's not very good. This lower plate right here is actually pretty difficult, or pretty easy to pen, but the upper plate is pretty difficult to pen. The problem is it's a side scraper with the rear turret. The mantlet is difficult to pen right here, but anything on the sides of the turret's really easy to pen. So the armor is good compared to a medium, but compared to like the E100 or the Moss, the armor is not good. Here are all the stats off to the right. You can kind of look at numbers right here. The health on it is 2500 health. That's actually pretty good. It's similar to the IS-4, a little bit lower than the Moss and E100, but the health on it is healthy. It's where it needs to be. I think the health on it is a great tank. As far as, is this tank viable in Clan Wars? With tank locking, yes, it's a viable tank in Clan Wars because it gives you a high alpha TD-like tank that has the ability to side scrape, defend well, and it has the mobility to react to contact. And this combined with the accurate gun, I think makes it a viable tank, especially when all of your E100 and such tanks become locked. So I'm going to go ahead and just play a game in this real quick and show you guys exactly what it's like in battle. So this is the VK in battle, and basically this video is to kind of show you what the tank actually plays like. Besides a stat standpoint, this really isn't to show you how to play the tank. If you want to learn how to play this game really well, go watch like Endo's stream or someone who's a fairly good player. I'm just above average, so I wouldn't take lessons from me as far as how to play this game unless you're in Clan Wars. I'm playing the 2-line here because I like the 2-line as opposed to the 9-line because it's less spotting dependent. I am loading gold this match because I felt like it. I was tired of bouncing rounds from range, which this gun has a tendency to bounce rounds pretty easily. There are some tanks spotted on the 2-line, and I'm just going to kind of snipe, I guess, because I'm really good at this game. And then I bounced 57 right in his turret, and this tank does have a tendency to actually bounce rounds when it really shouldn't, which I really don't like. And I'm just going to sit here and play a Captain Sniper on this 2-line because I'm really good at this game, and I guess, I don't know. This IS-7, I'm going to try and see if I can hit him. And I do. I hit the IS-7 in his front side. I am spotted here, but I don't have 6th sense because I don't have a German crew. But overall, the tank handles really well. The accuracy on the tank is better than you would think for such a high alpha gun. The reload time is killer, though. There's an 18-second reload, which is just bad. It really kills the DPM. The reload on this tank really should be like 16 seconds. And with Brother in Arms, you can get it down a little bit more. And I don't have Brother in Arms. But I'm going to try and side scrape this concrete wall right here and use my... because this tank is really good at side scraping. What I mean by side scraping is you basically pull the front of your... I'm not an expert on this, but you pull the front of your tank. What I'm not doing right now, basically. This is how not to side scrape. But you pull the front of your tank next to an object, and then you force your opponents to shoot at the side of the tank. The E100, the Moss, pretty good examples on how to do that. Here, I guess I'm going to try to pen the E100's turret. He doesn't bounce me because he is bad, he doesn't aim. And I do pen the turret of the E100. There is some tanks moving up the 7-line, which I don't think I have shots on. But I'm just playing this as a sniper because I guess I can. It's generally not how you would play this tank normally. But this is just to kind of demonstrate the accuracy. The gun is pretty incredible. And the accuracy on this tank is pretty... I mean, that was a low chance shot. If it had veered off to the right, it would have hit the house. If it had veered off to the left, it would have hit nothing. So I'm playing a grab pass with this E100 over here on the 5-line. Here he is tracked. And I do get the kill. Shell there's a little bit left, but that's okay. So overall I'm doing pretty well. I've hit about 4 of my shots for about 3k damage. I've hit all of my shots. I've bounced 1. The turret movement speed is actually pretty decent for a tank of this as well compared to the E4. The turret moves pretty quick. It's a 57, kind of chirping around back there. To get the kill on the Object 268. Part of this is because I'm shooting gold rounds, but you know, most players in tier 10s generally shoot gold because the damage per game stat in tier 10 is so competitive that you might as well shoot gold. If you're not shooting gold, your damage is going to drop about 20%, if not more. And it's not really based off of anything you do, it's just based on the fact that you're not shooting the best ammo you can. Any other game besides World of Tanks, you would generally do everything you can to increase your damage. It'd be like potions or enhancing your gear. You know, it's like if you don't shoot gold rounds, I think that's generally why you're not as competitive as someone who does. So I am going to push this 2 line. I think that I can push. There's 2 TDs behind me. I might as well get some spots for them. That's my job in this tank, to kind of get spots for the TDs back there. Like that. That was my spot on the... that was a really dirty shot on the E4 that I just got. I think I either hit his... That's a pretty low chance shot. You're not going to pen the mantlet of an E4 very often, especially from the front. But this tank, it's just very maneuverable. The depression on it isn't horrible. I mean, it's not good, but it's not as bad as it could be. The mobility of the tank is fantastic. The accuracy of the tank is just incredible. The DPM and the reload. It's just awesome. We are winning 8-4. It looks like we are actually going to win this game. I haven't taken any damage yet. I've gotten 2 kills. I'm at like 3.5, 4k damage right now. So this tank's pretty awesome. I think I'm not very good at this game, and I'm doing pretty well in it. Granted, if I was in my Foch or my 57, I probably would have been doing better. I do get ammo rack there. Whatever. I do aim at the lower glacier so that I7 taking him down. Here's a full health Moss. This will be fun. He is getting hit by TD and artillery. So I'm just kind of chilling behind this tank corpse. Saying, "What's up, man?" I think I might actually side scrape. Like, this is side scraping right here. I do his turret. That was an example of side scraping, I guess, where I didn't. Basically, when you side scrape, you don't want to show them you're like I'm side scraping right now, kind of. Yeah, and I do bounce the shit. This guy's not very good at this game. Then again, I'm not very good at this game, so it evens out. And it does show me his flat side. That is how not to side scrape. This game ended up being like a 6.5k damage game for me, which was one of my first games in this tank, so I was pretty impressed. It's not an overpowered tank, but then again, it's not bad. It has good accuracy, good mobility, good turret traverse. The only problems with it are the reload and the lack of side armor that really makes it not as good of a side scraper as it could be. Here we're going to farm out some purple points and just chill out. But overall, I like the tank, and if you can get this tank in future Clan Wars battles, I think it'd be a good idea. And if you use this in Clan Wars, I wouldn't bring a whole lot of them, but I would definitely bring, you know, as many, maybe a couple, especially if your tanks are locked out. Well, I hope you enjoyed, guys. If you liked the video, let me know, and I'll make more tier 10 reviews.